Greatness on this Grati-Tuesday. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well, thank you. I'm back in my shorts and t-shirt, and I'm wondering if maybe I jumped the gun earlier this morning.
I don't think so. There's a little bit of wind around, but I think and maybe the odd shower, but nothing like yesterday morning.
No, and we were talking just a moment ago before the news came on about yesterday morning. And of course, Reverend Sophie isn't here on Grati-Tuesday. She's also not joining us on Thursday for confessions because she's on a youth pilgrimage.
That's right.
And if my memory recalls correctly from a year ago, she also did that at the beginning of a storm last year.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, she's walking the coastal path with other volunteers, but also 35 young pilgrims. So God bless them. So, but it didn't start until midday yesterday. So hopefully she will have missed the worst of it. Whereas I spent a delightful Saturday clearing my back garden of various bits and pieces, loading broken garden furniture and old bamboo screens, disassembling a very old and decrepit rabbit hutch, and loading it all into a small trailer ready to take to the waste recycling centre on Old Hakin Road.
Well done.
Yes, and I booked a slot for 10:10 on Monday morning. My daughters were sort of like, "Oh, Dad, do you want us to help you?" And I was sort of like, "No, it'll be fine." So I then toddled off down to the waste recycling centre, and at 10:10 yesterday morning, it was absolutely hammering down.
Oh gosh!
And I spent half an hour unloading the car and the trailer, and I got soaked through to my knickers.
Oh no!
I had to come home and I had to have a hot shower. But compared with all of the rhetoric that we had last week about what Storm Flores was going to be, I mean, don't get me wrong, it was a serious summer storm, and there was considerable disruption to our brothers and sisters in Scotland, and some ferries were cancelled, and we had some trains cancelled, and even the Edinburgh Military Tattoo and some of the fringe shows were cancelled because of the high winds. But there was no loss of life. Nobody was hurt or hospitalized, and everything was okay. Sometimes when something big is looming on the horizon, we have a tendency to magnify it out of all proportion. Certainly that's what the media was doing at the end of last week, and was generating headlines. And what we do is we grab hold of that and we look at it closely under a magnifying glass when perhaps we need a little bit of distance. So today I am very grateful. I'm grateful that I could go to the dump and it could all wash off with a quick hot shower. I'm grateful that although there was disruption in Scotland and in Northern Ireland as well, nobody was hurt and it all came down to inconvenience. And I'm grateful that actually we have the capacity to look at things that may be a little bit frightening in the future, but realize that we are surrounded by people who love us. We're surrounded by despite what people think, a society that cares and looks after its constituent members. We have a wonderful NHS. We have fantastic emergency services. But yesterday, 40,000 homes were without power in Scotland. And even the electricity companies, worked hard overnight, and all of that electricity has been restored now. So I'm grateful for the effort that everybody puts in. And I think that when there is a little bit of concern, it makes community bonds stronger and draws people together.
It's often said, isn't it, that adversity brings people together, and you see the true reflection of people when people are in need. And you mentioned about those workers when there's power cuts, and they're still out there in very challenging conditions to get us back and connected. It's wonderful what individuals do. Like the company gets the plaudits, but it's people like you and me that are going out and doing these things, and it's wonderful.
And this is what Jesus was talking about with the church. The church does great things. It really does. The whole church, all the churches and chapels come together and they make a huge difference in people's lives. But it's not this monolithic church that does it. It's all the individuals, those individual acts of charity and kindness that collect together, that keep things going. So today, let's be thankful that Storm Florist just passed us by with a relatively light shower yesterday morning, and that we live in a beautiful Pembrokeshire, and that although there may be dark clouds ahead, we know that we have the support to be able to face them, as long as we don't magnify them too much in our own minds.
Yes, it's good to get a sense of balance when we see these things, and yeah, try and find. We don't want to over catastrophize what could happen.
No, absolutely not.
Live in the moment. You got Tanjiro who's agreeing with you. Yes, sir, is what's being said there for you, Father Neil.
Sir, I like that. Maybe we should have that honorific now introduced to every time I come on the radio.
Hello, sir.
Hello, sir. How are you, sir?
How's the rest of your week looking?
It's looking very well. I'm on sabbatical at the moment, so I'm focusing on a little personal project. And you know, what's better than walking the dog, having a little think, then going back and sitting in the back garden with my laptop and typing up my thoughts.
Love that a lot, and hopefully you'll have a bit of a less windy time in the garden.
Yes, absolutely. But of course, my mind is still focused. I will be back here on Thursday morning at 8 o'clock for confessions.
Will you be forgiving? You can join us at it's just after 8 o'clock, isn't it? Confessions on a Thursday. We'll have Father Neil. We'll have Gina back with us then too.
Yes,
and we'll
indeed.
have you condemning or forgiving.
Dun, dun, dun.
I still love last week's.
Yes.
And I still want to see a picture of it.
Of the keys.
Of the keys, the wonderful cartoon keys. You've got a song that wonderfully themed along with your gratitudes today.
Yes, a flashback to the 80s, because that's my period, people. I really am that old. We've got Ride Like the Wind by Christopher Cross.
Now, I don't know this one. Or will I know this one?
You will.
Okay.
It's a 1980s power ballad.
A power ballad for us from, and I love this, Chris Cross.
Chris Cross.
Is that deliberate? Is that
No,
real?
that's his real name. Christopher.
Really?
Christopher Cross. Yep.
I'm grateful for that this morning.
I am.
Yeah. Ride Like the Wind plays for you here. It's 9:15. You've got 15 minutes to get involved with our Unscramble competition over on Facebook. Father Neil, thank you so much for your time as ever on a Tuesday morning.
Have a blessed day.
We'll see you on Thursday.